Aye, aye, game on.
Hiya, David. Exciting, isn't it? Just like that caravan acoustic.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the case being presented to you in this court is far more than just a simple murder trial. It is primarily, as you will hear, a tale of human tragedy, of utter despair. And at the heart of that tale, indeed of this trial, there is one vital question that you must keep asking yourselves. How did these two women, a loving mother with two teenage daughters, and a very bright university student with everything in front of her, end up in that dock, accused of crimes such as murder and conspiracy to murder? The evidence you will hear in this court is an account of the hellish journey which brought them to that dock. It is a story of psychosis, of sociopathic domestic violence, of incestuous rape, a story of cumulative abuse, a story of how an intolerable catalogue of psychological, sexual, and physical violence drove these two women closer and closer to the precipice, the unimaginable, and of how that abuse so provoked and unbalanced them both as to render them convinced that their only option, their only hope of ending this misery was to kill the beast that Trevor Jordache, husband, father, had become. I'd like to call Mrs. Amanda Jordache.
The second time was over his shoes. He said I hadn't put a good enough shine on them. How could he go for dinner with his boss in dirty shoes?
Did he hit you?
It's just the one punch in the stomach. But it was hard and it hurt. And then he twisted my arm behind my back.
Were you badly injured?
Bad enough. I had to get the bus to the hospital. Beth was with me. I told them I'd fallen down the stairs. The doctor said I had a broken wrist and a couple of cracked ribs.
And these assaults then continued on a regular basis?
Yes.
And yet you never did anything to try and bring this hell to an end?
No. I was trying to protect the girls. But then I found out what had happened with Beth.
And then, what did you do?
I threatened him with the police, but he just went mad.
Unleashing the assault, for which he was jailed?
Yes.
And once convicted, neither you nor your daughters saw him again until he turned up on the doorstep of 10 Brookside Close?
No. Once he'd found us, I should have moved on. I should never have let him back in. That is the biggest regret of my life, because of Rachel. I knew it was my fault, and I felt like killing myself, but I couldn't get what he'd done to the girls out of my mind, what was left of it. And so I decided to kill him instead.
And was there no alternative course of action?
No. Even if we'd been able to prove it, I couldn't have faced putting Rachel through having to stand up in court and saying her dad had raped her.
And so with Trevor alive, how did you see the future for yourself and your daughters?
More abuse for them and a straitjacket for me.
And you tried to poison him?
Yes.
And failed?
Yes, we didn't know what we were doing. You have to understand, he was half crazy. He was running around like a caged animal. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Beth didn't know what day it was. We honestly thought there was no other way.
And it was in the aftermath of this attempted poisoning that he set upon Beth.
Yes. I tried to stop him, but he hit me and I fell over.
As he unleashed this assault on her, did he say anything?
He said, "I'll kill us all."
And what did you do?
I picked myself up, opened a drawer, pulled out a bread knife and stabbed him. There was nothing else I could do.
Thank you, Mrs. Jordache. Would you please stay there?
Permit me, if you would, Mrs. Jordache, to begin by establishing a few basic facts. In what year did you and Trevor marry?
1973.
22 years ago. And how old, if you don't mind my asking, were you at the time?
I was 18.
Some years younger than your husband-to-be.
Yes, he was 23.
And in those early years of courtship and newly wedded bliss, what were your feelings towards your husband?
Well, I loved him, I suppose.
Would idolize be too strong a word?
Well, it was different then.
In fact, you built your whole world around this handsome, intelligent, sophisticated man who swept you off your feet and made you his wife. Is that not the case?
I was 18.
And in those heady days, did you talk about what the future might hold?
Yeah, of course we did.
About how Trevor would rise to an executive post? About the dream home, the exotic holidays, the expensive car?
Well, Trevor had ambition then. He wanted to get on.
You both wanted him to get on.
Well, what's wrong with that?
And so you kept pushing him, trying to force him up the ladder.
I encouraged him, that's all.
And as the pressure increased, as your dreams of a glamorous lifestyle and his hopes of fulfillment at work disappeared over the horizon, that's when the rot began to set in your marriage.
No,
So when did the rot begin to set in?
I don't know.
Well, can you remember when he first struck you?
Yes, I've said before.
Yes, of course, I'm so sorry. It was as the result of an argument, wasn't it?
Yes.
What about?
He'd had an interview for a manager's job at a new branch, but he never got it.
And presumably you were unhappy with the fact that yet again your husband had failed to make the requisite progress in his chosen career.
No, I just wanted us to be happy, but Trevor, well, he couldn't take it.
What, feeling like a failure?
Yes.
Especially when his wife joins the ranks of those pointing the finger at him.
I didn't.
And so, a pattern of domestic violence was set.
He started hitting me, yes.
Frequently?
Well, hardly at all at first, but as things got worse at work, he started drinking more and more.
And for how long did this continue?
Years.
And yet, prior to your pressing charges against him in 1990, you never once reported it to the police.
No,
Why not?
I don't know.
So what was it that eventually prompted you to make a complaint?
Because he raped my daughter.
I thought it was because he assaulted you. That's what's stated in the police records.
The reason he beat me up was because I threatened to tell the police about what happened with Beth.
So you waited until you were viciously beaten before deciding to do something about your own daughter's alleged rape.
I was scared.
So then you reported the rape to the police.
You know I didn't.
What did you do?
I reported the assault.
Why?
To protect Beth. I didn't think she could cope with it all.
So your idea of protecting your daughter from an alleged incestuous rapist was to allow him to continue to live under your roof until such time as he decided to give you a beating?
I got him locked up, didn't I?
Yes, for grievous bodily harm. The only crime I would suggest to you that Trevor was actually guilty of and for which he served his sentence.
No.
Moving on to the time Trevor spent in prison, how did your life change after his conviction?
Well, we had to give up the house. Not that I was keen on staying there anyway, and so Mrs. Shackleton offered us a place in a women's refuge.
Which you accepted.
Yes.
And did Trevor contact you at all during this time?
He wrote to me.
At the refuge?
No, at our old address. The letters were forwarded on to me.
And did you reply to these letters?
No.
Did you let the girls read them?
No.
Why not?
I wanted them to try and get used to life without him.
So you denied both your daughters any form of contact with their father?
He'd raped Beth.
Yes, so you keep saying, but as you made similar allegations in this court on behalf of your other daughter, Rachel, allegations which she refuted outright in her sworn testimony to this court, what are we to believe?
It's true.
On receipt of these letters, did you read them?
Yes.
What tone did they take?
Well, they were very apologetic, full of stuff about how he'd changed and he wanted me to give him another chance.
But you rejected these pleas out of hand, determined you would not have him back.
Yes.
And further to this aim, what action did you take when his release date loomed?
I took up Mrs. Shackleton's offer of a safe house.
A new house, in a new city, away from the threat of Trevor.
All I wanted was a fresh start.
For you and your girls.
Yes.
And you entrusted Mrs. Shackleton to help you in this task.
Yes.
So why, when Trevor tracked you down after his release from prison, did you immediately welcome him back with open arms?
I didn't.
But wasn't he resident in the house within days of his reappearance?
No, it took longer than that.
What did?
I don't know. It's all so confusing. He was dossing down in this awful flat, and he was pathetic.
You visited him in this flat?
Yes, I felt sorry for him.
You paid a courtesy call to a man you'd sworn never to see again?
Well, he begged me to see him.
And then felt sympathy for somebody you alleged to have raped both your daughters?
I don't know what I felt.
So, what did you talk about during this visit?
He wanted me to give it another go. He was virtually on his hands and knees, grovelling for a chance to put it right. He said he was a different man.
And you took him at his word?
No.
No? But didn't you subsequently invite him back to your own home?
Yes.
Violating your agreement with Mrs. Shackleton?
Yes.
Not to mention, if your allegations are to be believed, again putting your children at risk of sexual abuse.
Yes, yes, yes!
Why, Mrs. Jordache?
Well, you tell me.
Could you tell the court a little about your relationship with Thomas Sweeney?
He's a friend.
Come now, Mrs. Jordache, he's a little more than that, isn't he?
He's a close friend.
Must be a very close friend indeed to be willing to have gone on the run with you to Ireland, to have fathered your unborn child.
Yes.
So how long has this friendship been going on?
A while, but not like you think.
Prior to your husband's reappearance?
Not really.
But your own daughter has testified that Sweeney had been hanging around the house before Trevor managed to find you.
He was the window cleaner. He probably called in for hot water or something.
But at the very least, contact had been made, and the seeds of a friendship, which very quickly developed into a full sexual relationship, had been sown.
There's nothing quick about it.
If we could turn now to events which took place in the days leading to your husband's death. You do not deny that you thrust a kitchen knife into your husband's back, inflicting a fatal wound, do you?
No.
However, what does need clarifying for the jury is why you embarked on a course which led you to commit this violent act.
Because he raped Rachel.
And so you decided you had to kill him.
Yes.
And what proof did you have of this alleged assault?
Beth saw them.
And you believed her, even though Rachel herself categorically denies that any rape has occurred?
Yes.
Well, fine, fine. Well, for the moment, let's presume that these allegations were true. So, believing that your husband had raped both your daughters, what did you then do? Well, did you pack your suitcases and get your girls out of this nightmare as quickly as possible?
No.
Did you turn to Mrs. Shackleton, your guardian angel?
No.
Did you rush upstairs in a frenzy and stab him in the back there and then?
No.
What did you do?
Nothing.
At all?
Well, I talked to Beth about...
About what?
About how we could kill him.
You discussed possible methods of murdering your husband with your daughter, Elizabeth.
Yes.
And then Sometime later, you decided to poison him.
Yes.
And after watching him go through the agony of this unsuccessful murder attempt, you eventually achieved your aim by stabbing him in the back with a kitchen knife.
He was battering her.
In the period between Rachel's alleged rape and Trevor's death, why on earth didn't you contact the police?
I don't know. I didn't think it would do any good.
But you thought killing him would solve the problem?
He'd driven us mad, don't you understand?
I understand the power of a mother's love, yes. But what is beyond me is how you managed to contain your anger for so long after your husband allegedly slept with your daughter.
I don't know.
And after all the alleged beatings and after the second of 2 alleged rapes...
I'm not forgetting all the times he raped me.
You suddenly decided in the cold light of day that now was the time you had to kill him.
I did it because he was beating the life out of my daughter. I did it because he would have killed Beth, me, Rachel, and himself.
Wasn't it you who was trying to kill him?
Well, what else could we do?
Well, report his actions to the police, I would suggest. But instead you chose to thrust a knife into his back. And then, having committed this act, in the name of saving your daughters, one of whom had acted as your accomplice, what did you then do?
We put his body in the extension.
We put his body in the extension, you and your daughter Elizabeth.
Yes.
In refuse sacks, like so much rubbish. Oh, there is one minor detail we've overlooked in this rather chilling scenario. Around the time of Trevor's mock funeral, which I'll return to later, you fobbed your sister-in-law Brenner off with a signet ring as a memento of her late brother. Now, presumably in a moment of startling clarity, for a woman suffering from diminished responsibility, you removed this ring from the finger of your husband's corpse prior to wrapping him in the bin bags. Is that not the case?
No.
I put it to you that the removal of this ring was yet another callous example of you covering your tracks.
No.
You deny removing the ring?
I don't...
Oh, so it was your daughter Elizabeth who performed this gruesome
No.
act? Well, then who was it?
It was me.
So after stabbing Trevor in the back, you calmly removed the signet ring?
No. It was after, and I didn't want to do it, but...
But what?
Sister Brenner was asking questions and we had to keep her away somehow.
When was this?
You know when? It was around the time of the funeral.
Are you telling me?
Yes. I dug him up.
You dug him up? On your own? With no help from your daughter Elizabeth or anyone else?
No.
You dug up the dead body of the man you stabbed in order to pull a signet ring from the putrefying flesh of his rotting hand?
Yes.
In order to pacify your sister-in-law?
Yes. I had no choice.
Just as you had no choice when you lied about the corpse in the extension. Just as you lied about the abusive phone call to keep that corpse alive in the eyes of the law.
Well, it was neither that or give up.
Oh, there was no way you were going to give up, was there? Not after all the hard work you and Elizabeth had put in.
Well, what else could we do?
And so in the meantime, your relationship with Thomas Sweeney continued to flourish.
Yes.
So at this point, things went thankfully quiet. And then came the pièce de résistance. A body was found by police in Woodland. A body which, when they ran through their records, roughly matched the description in terms of size and age of Trevor Jordache, who'd been placed on their missing persons register some months before by his sister Brenner. Did the police contact you regarding the discovery of this body?
Yes.
Tell the court what happened next.
They, asked me to go and see if it was Trevor.
And did you?
Yes.
Even though you knew it to be a complete stranger?
Yes.
And on being shown various items of clothing belonging to the dead man, what did you do?
I said they were Trevor's things.
You identified an anonymous corpse as the man you had killed and buried under your patio.
Yes.
Brilliant.
What?
Well, you saw your chance and you grabbed it with both hands.
No,
What did Elizabeth think of this turn of events?
I don't know.
Well, she knew where the real Trevor was. How did she react?
She just went along with it, I
He
suppose.
just went along with it. And what about Rachel?
She was heartbroken. She thought her dad was dead.
He was.
I know, but
So, what did you do with this unknown corpse, and now that it was, presumably, your responsibility?
we had a funeral.
And was Rachel there?
Well, how could I keep her away? At least it gave her a chance to grieve.
For whom? The body in that coffin was not that of her dead father. You inflicted a sham funeral for him upon your own daughter. The same daughter you claim to have protected by planning and carrying out the murder of Trevor Jordache.
Yes.
And we're expected to believe that these were the actions of a woman suffering from diminished responsibility.
Yeah, well, can't you see? We both were. The
Even
whole
now,
thing was insane.
even now, the act doesn't falter.
This is not an act.
And so life went on. You got rid of your husband, you got to keep the safe home, you got the boyfriend, and you got the baby. You must have been devastated when, after all this time, the body came up.
Believe it or not, I was almost relieved.
Relieved. If those drains hadn't flooded your neighbour's garden, if that fluke hadn't ruined all your plans, would you have given yourself up?
I don't know.
Would you have told your daughter Elizabeth to give herself up?
No.
Of course you wouldn't. That would have meant throwing away everything you dreamed of. Your house, your man, your child.
That man raped my children.
No, that man failed you. Didn't he? He failed you by shattering the dreams of an innocent 18-year-old girl. There were no rapes, were there? There was no incest. Just a wife lying in a hospital bed, battered and hell-bent on revenge. You can't kill a man just because he hits you. Diminished responsibility. You've shown traits of criminal genius, Mrs. Jordache. And self-defense? I'd say it was Trevor who was in need of defending. No further questions.
Beth and Stinbad are under the spotlight when the trial continues in Brookside tomorrow and Friday at 8:30.